Hello, and welcome to your number one erotic thriller podcast. We might even be like number 0 at this point.
Yeah.
Like the foundational text upon which all further erotic thriller podcasts will be built upon. This is your SWIMFANS for the week. I am your co-host. As gay people, we get to choose to hunt our spouses. I'm Josh McKenzie.
This is my only experience with any narrative about lesbians. I'm going to base my opinion about lesbians off of this. I'm Craig Neeson.
I'm Canada's most haunted wife, Jennifer Hawking.
This week on the podcast, we are talking 2018 Colin Minihan film, What Keeps You Alive?
Just do it.
Okay, so if you've not seen What Keeps You Alive, this movie is about Jackie and Jules, a pair of married women who are like going to what I understand to be Jackie's like family house in the country. Jules has never been there, but they roll up, they start to like settle in, you know, they're having like a fun time in the woods. And then pretty soon into their trip, a woman shows up at the door. Her name is Sarah, and she is Jackie's childhood friend. But interestingly, when she refers to her, she calls her Megan and not Jackie. So Sarah says hello, and then she leaves again. And Jules is obviously quite upset. This is a woman that she's married. And she's like, sorry, what's your fucking name, actually? And Jackie, who I'm just gonna call her Jackie for ease of explaining. Jackie says that, well, the name never really suited me, so I named myself Jackie instead. In order to sort of like reconcile with Jules, Jackie gives Jules a locket that contains a photo of them, and Jules sort of like begrudgingly like forgives her. So one day Jackie goes into town and Jules is left alone. So Jules rows across the lake in like a rowboat to see the friend Sarah and her husband. And they're just sort of yapping. And while there, Sarah becomes sort of confused that Jules doesn't seem to know like basic facts about Jackie's life. So Sarah's like, sorry, they never told you about our third friend. And Jules is like, nope, never heard of her in my life. And she says that, she was another little girl they ran with, and she drowned in the lake. You know, it was like a shock. The police were involved, but it was ruled an accident. So later in the day, Jules is like, Jackie, why didn't you tell me about this friend? And Jackie sort of breaks down a bit. She's like, we were swimming and then she just disappeared. And the police questioned me and I was, cleared of any wrongdoing. And Jules, seeing that Jackie is now visibly upset, like goes over to her and hugs her. Everything seems fine. Jules walks over to a ledge to admire the view. And then suddenly from behind, Jackie runs up and shoves Jules off a cliff. So Jackie, we now know, has been planning this for a while. She starts to prepare, and then she goes back to find Jules's body, but Jules's body is not there. The fall did not kill her, so Jules is now like limping through the woods. Jackie is more or less hunting her. At first, trying to be like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry. Can you believe what an accident that was? Very super weird that happened. And Jules gets to watch her like sort of turn on like the panicked lover voice, and then like just sort of settle down into like the sociopath face, and then switch it on and off. So Jules sort of like dodges her in the woods for a while, and she makes it back to the house while Jackie is still out. So Jules is able to tend to her immediate injuries, like she gives herself stitches. Jackie returns to the house. Jules is able to escape into a rowboat. The same rowboat she rowed across earlier, but she is injured, right? Like she's fallen off a cliff, so she's not rowing very effectively. Jackie easily catches up to her in another boat, and Sarah and her husband sort of see them, and they like call out to them, but they're too far away to notice that like Jules is like broken and bleeding. So they just assume they're having like girl time out on the lake. And Jules, I think Jackie literally has like a knife to her, and Jules is like, Jackie's trying to like smooth it over, and Jules is like, come over for dinner tonight. And she's put them on the spot. Jackie can't refuse. So Sarah and her husband are coming over for dinner that night. Jackie's pissed, but whatever. Sort of moving along here. Jackie's like, I never loved you. I did it for the insurance money. By the way, if you say anything to them, I'll kill them. And it'll be absolutely your fault. The dinner party begins. It's like going like awkwardly. Like you find out that Sarah really doesn't want to be there. She finds Jackie sort of upsetting for good reason. At one point in the party, Jackie and Sarah's husband are talking. They look in through the windows and they see that Jules has told Sarah what's going on. So she goes like Jason Voorhees mode, murders the husband, follows Sarah to the house, stabs her like a million times, and just like makes Jules help her clean up and dispose of the bodies. So Jules is now like sort of like dumbstruck. Jackie's like, listen, I'm going to kill you the same way that I already tried to kill you because I want that insurance money. So we're going to deal with this now and then I'll kill you tomorrow. And so while Jules is sort of like malingering, basically, she like finds a little tin box full of all of the other lockets that were given to other wives, implying that Jackie has done this to many other women. So Jackie and Jules, this is the final day of their stay. They're taking Jules out to push her over the edge and kill her once and for all. But Jules stabs Jackie with a tranquilizer dart. There's been a tranquilizer gun around this whole time. So she stabs her with a tranquilizer dart, and Jackie tries to fight back, but falls unconscious. Jules escapes in her car, but as Jules is driving away, she's like, maybe she'll do this again, right? So I've got to take care of it. So Jules drives back to the spot, to the cliff, doesn't see Jackie there, and she goes back to the house, and Jackie's not there either. So Jules sort of like lures Jackie to the home. She like sets up a new metal song to blare through the woods to sort of like draw Jackie into the home. Jackie does. Jules gets the jump on her with this old shotgun. Jackie sort of bamboozles her. There's like a fight that happens off camera, but we see that Jackie has emerged the victor. She takes Jules again out to the cliff, drags her. She's unconscious from this fight. And right before Jackie pushes Jules over the edge, Jules like wakes up, begins to panic, telling her not to do this until she's again pushed off the cliff, presumably to her death for real this time. But Jackie's starting to feel weird. And so she goes, she's diabetic, by the way. So she like goes to like take her insulin, and she sees a video message from Jules that's like, guess what? I put hydrogen peroxide in your insulin, and hydrogen peroxide throws blood clots, which I Googled after this to see if that was true. So you're going to have like a major stroke pretty soon. And we see that this does happen to Jackie. She's like wandering through the woods. She sees like a flashback from her childhood, and she dies presumably of like a catastrophic stroke. And then the last shot is that Jules like takes like a sharp intake of air. She's somehow not dead. What did we think of What Keeps You Alive?
I chose this, and I just want to say for the record, I could have fixed her. Both the film and I'm going to keep it ambiguous as to what woman I'm talking about. But this movie, it got me, right? It was on a list of erotic thrillers, and I watched the trailer, and it was like this woman hunting in an odd fireplace scene, and some tension, some tension between two women, and I was like, all right. This sounds like a Krieger. It sounds like a Craig banger.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I mean this movie like has a kind of it's playing with a familiar structure, which is to say, you see it a lot in horror. Recently, what's his fucking face, Long Legs Man, did this
Osgood
with
Perkins.
Osgood Perkins did this with the Watcher, the Looker, what the fuck is that?
This
movie?
the Watcher, yeah.
Yeah, the Watcher. Right. This idea that like the person that you're with, whether it's like a loved one or like a partner that you've been with for many, many years, What Lies Beneath also does this, where it's like, holy shit, like who is this person that I love? Who is this person that I'm married to, who I think I know? And suddenly I'm seeing like kind of a side of them that is completely contrary to my understanding of them. And that's like a really interesting foundation for horror. A really fun, fantastic, foundation for being thrilled in a film. I think one of the important things that this film misses is that it doesn't give them any. Neither of the characters are given any kind of like grit. We're not shown any like idiosyncrasies or like what are they beneath, like one of them being the victim of trying to get murdered, and the other one skulking around the woods, fucking tactical style with a trank gun from the future. Like I think the film's biggest miss is that it doesn't give any characterization to these two characters. Like there's nothing to hold on to here. It's odd. Even the fact of them being married, it doesn't feel established. Like they don't really establish. They say it.
Yeah.
They say it, but they don't show it. They don't demonstrate it. It isn't made concrete. So ultimately, there is. The holy shit moment in the film, which I think is probably its biggest draw and maybe its biggest flaw, is because everything after that is a little bit like whatever, is when just suddenly one of them gets pushed off a cliff. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck only gets you so far. Being chased by a psychopath only gets you so far, and this movie is insistent on the end dragging out in the most like ludicrous a dead man switch ass fucking way that it should have wrapped up cleaner, but it's like if you're watching this, I'm probably dead. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like this movie needed to like lay off the convoluted, give these characters some kind of like, again, something for us to hold on to, and just be a little more like I don't know, normal. just be like a little regular with it, because like ultimately we're given the props for the action to happen, but we're not given any characters, and that's ultimately the movie's downfall, is because the ghoul here, is just, she's a cardboard cutout. She even has a little ghoul box. It's filled with trinkets. It's filled with the lockets that she's given to her other wives. It's not. And it also like weirdly like confuses what her motivation is. Like, oh, she's doing it for the money, and it's like no. She actually does it for the love of the game. She loves watching things bleed out, but actually it doesn't seem like she enjoys it. It doesn't seem like there's any jouissance or joy to murdering a wife. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to note that in case I ever consider that in the future. There's just it turns her into this cardboard cutout, and there's really nothing. That's one of the drawbacks of giving a character complete sociopathy, is like they're flat. They're just a killer, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not very fun. Even Hannibal Lecter is real fancy and gay with it, and likes to draw and accurately tell women what perfume they're wearing.
And that's why everyone's been chasing that high for 55 years.
And the thing about this movie is that it literally references Silence of the Lambs in when the girl from Superbad gets stabbed a bunch of times. So she's getting stabbed, but she's stabbing her in the exact same way, and she's getting the exact same blood spatter that Hannibal Lecter does when he's beating that cop to death with his own nightstick. It's like, don't do that. Don't you dare do that. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I'm turning my brain off and I'm like, okay, I'm watching someone get hunted, like that movie with fucking Ice Cube in it, I'm like, okay, fine. This is fine. We're hunting humans. This is the most dangerous game movie. But that's as far as it's willing to go, is like human is the most dangerous game. And it's like, okay, sure. Yeah, it wants to be about a relationship, I think, and then it's like not at all. It's about murder, and that's fine too, I guess.
Yeah, this is all right. I think conceptually as like a pure thriller, it has some fun moments. I don't think it ever really comes into its own, like Craig was saying. When I was reading the blurb on Tubi, they describe it like, like wife showdown or whatever, and I was like, oh, which one's gonna be the bad wife? And it's like immediately clear which one's the bad wife. I was hoping for more of like a like, oh, it's two women in love.
You guessing which wife is the dark wife?
Yeah. Which one's the bad wife? But it's like, no, it's immediately clear which one is like the cool, relatable one, and then which one is like obviously up to no good. There's no bond between them. Other than the one flashback that they keep going to. So there's never like a betrayal. And it seems just like everything was set up in that one scene that we only see parts of when it becomes incredibly relevant to the movie. Like at the very end of it, they're just sort of like, oh, why weren't you a doctor or whatever? Like to just establish that one of them has medical knowledge. I don't know. I think it needed more of an identity. There's cool scenes in it. I liked the blacklight scene. I thought that had some juice. There's occasionally like kind of like interesting flares. Sometimes they get in the way of the movie instead of adding to it. Like the big fight scene at the end of the movie is completely off camera, and I think that sucks. I want that payoff. I think you can have that scene like earlier in the movie or something. But like, I think having that be like the final showdown between them, because I think after that she just gets pushed off the cliff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. To have it as the crescendo is a bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah. I want to see like a wife throwdown, and it robs you of that at the very end of it. I feel like there's rules to a thriller like this, and I feel like it breaks a lot of them. Maybe we can go into that later.
Hold on to that thought.
It's just cheap. There's parts of this movie that are cheap, like a mystery that you couldn't, like a mystery novel you couldn't solve by reading it. That's kind of how I feel about this. Josh.
They call that an unfair mystery, by the way.
This is an unfair domestic thriller.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel this movie like failed to make me feel anything at most points of the runtime. I did like the initial push off the cliff was kind of the highlight for me. When she, because like I didn't think that was going to happen. Like I hadn't seen a trailer for this. I hadn't seen anything about this. I believe all I saw was like the still on Tubi that has Jules looking panicked in the forest. So when she just gets like shoved off a cliff, I was like, oh, the movie's starting. Fantastic. I didn't really find the hunting your spouse for sport that compelling. And maybe it's sort of what Jennifer was saying, that there isn't enough of an identity here to like get sort of interested in this particular wife showdown. Because, okay, if I'm thinking of a movie that's really just about people like torturing another person, what's that one that we watched? Is it Death Game? That's about the women who invade a guy's house?
Yes.
Okay. So in Death Game, it's weird enough, right? So that like it sort of like keeps you locked in because it's a very strange situation. This, which is similar in that it's a prolonged mental and physical torture of a spouse. I don't know. It's like it's not going anywhere enough. Like I thought we might have juice when because like when the two women are on the lake, like Jackie has like a giant like hunting knife like against Jules's ribs, and it really feels in that moment that she has no choice but to just like be quiet and let Jackie do the talking. And then she does be like, actually come over for dinner tonight. Like, we would love to have you for dinner, which sort of pins Jackie in. And it's an invitation, so you can't just instantly murder her like after you've just been invited to dinner. So I was like, oh, great. This is going to be sort of a tense,
Right.
a tense sort of scene. I mean, not similar to, but like, I'm thinking of like famously tense scenes like that part in Inglourious Bastards when they're trying not to get caught at like the German bar and they're just having, so like Jules is going to have to find ways to try to communicate that Jackie is not who she appears to be. No, in fact, she just tells them, that she's like, Jackie's a stone cold killer, which and then the payoff is exactly what Jackie said she'd do, which is murder the both of them. So it's sort of like, well, you did tell us this would happen and then it happened, so I guess that's true. So I don't want to say it's like a double beat, but it kind of is, because like you said what you were going to do and then you did it, and there was no like twist or inversion or sort of like different angle to view this at. So it just sort of feels like you did the same thing twice in a way. I also liked the blacklight scenes. Those were kind of cool. I can't remember what music was playing over top of it, but I remember the music really like accented those scenes in a nice way. The parts where Jules was doing like self-surgery was pretty cool. I like the idea of let me tell you this about diabetic people. There has never been a diabetic in the movie where the insulin wasn't been used against them.
Yep. My immediate thought when she was there's like an off-camera line where she goes, "Oh, where's my insulin?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well that's not ever gonna come up again."
Yeah. Jennifer and I have seen Panic Room way too many times for that for that to not be like paramount in our minds.
just for representation's sake. I mean, there are many people who are diabetic. Let's start putting diabetic people in movies
where they're not time bombs.
Where the insulin isn't eventually used as a weapon against them. So they sort of telegraphed that one, I guess, but also you couldn't not telegraph it, I guess. I'm completely and utterly confused about how, and I know the answer is that they had to make a movie, but like I'm confused about why after Jules had the most traumatic 36 hours of her life, she would drive back to the house to do like Home Alone to Jackie. I kind of thought the movie was going to end when she got in the car.
Yep.
Probably should have.
No, if it did, it would have been better.
Yeah, because like I don't know, like the whole last part of the movie is so strange. So again, Jules stabs Jackie with the tranq dart, which Jackie again has been hunting her for sport with. She gets away, she gets in the car, and then she like remembers a time that she said that she was pretending to be a crow, and that's enough to make her go back to the house. Yeah, I don't really get why. I mean, like the answer is that they had to have like a third act to the movie, but like the reasoning is pretty thin. It's just like, oh, I have to stop her from doing this to anybody else, which okay, but you just got like Last House on the Left did. Like you should go to the hospital.
You've got enough evidence to get this woman in Canadian jail.
I'm pretty sure she's not going to be pushing anybody off that cliff again anytime soon. But the thing, it's really stupid. It gives, because the character has this crow tattoo, and it's trying to like fold in some kind of meaning into like the struggle against the spouse or something. Like, oh no, she has to confront her abuser. But it's weird because she's not really like, all it is again, we're meeting the movie like way more than halfway when we say we're stopping. She has to go back to stop her from doing it again, right? Mm-hmm. It's like there's really it's kind of, it doesn't make a lot of sense from like a human being's like motivation, where it's like, oh no, I saw a crow and then symbolically that changed my mind. So now I have to, without telling anybody, I have to go put myself back into the fray.
Right.
It doesn't make sense as a motivation for anybody at any time ever.
Yeah. By the way, half my bones are broken, and my girlfriend, my wife, is an expert hunter.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
When Macaulay goes back for Waingro at the end of Heat, we understand why he does. He's broken his code, right? He makes the fuck up he said he never was going to. Here, this is like a survival movie. Like that's like a big part of this is like it's like kind of like the hunter versus the prey thing, and it's like the prey got free. The prey doesn't necessarily go back to kill the hunter. I don't get that. I don't understand that story impulse.
No, and I would argue that like the scene where so what happens is Jules stabs Jackie in the neck with the tranq dart. Jules, bless her heart, runs to the exact cliff she was about to be thrown from, which is the last place I would run personally. But that's neither here nor there.
That was also distracting.
But as Jackie is walking over to her, and again, she has this huge fucking like big boss style knife. Like it's a very scary knife. And as she's walking over to her, like the dart is beginning to take effect and she falls to the ground, presumably unconscious. I would argue that is the last moment of tension in the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And up until this point, Jackie is kind of Jason Voorhees. Like she's very fast, she's very good at hunting, and she tells Jules she knows these woods like the back of her hand. So that moment where Jules is getting closer to Jackie, unsure if she's actually unconscious, again holding this huge fucking knife, Jackie still has it in her hand. That's like and then there's this shot where Jules looks down to like brush the hair across Jackie's face, and that's when like the tension breaks and you see that she's actually unconscious. That's like maybe the last moment of tension in the movie. Maybe the only other moment that does have tension is when Jackie like tricks Jules into thinking the shotgun won't work. Like maybe that's the only other like tense moment left. And it's like that was kind of like the last hurrah, I think, because now there's just this, like Jennifer said, this fight scene that happens off screen. There's this plot that Jules executes off screen. You see the payoff for Jackie being diabetic kind of mostly off screen. There's like, I don't know. It's just not like, I mean, except for maybe that when she has the shotgun to Jackie's head, there's just really no other reason for the scenes to be happening.
God, I'm sorry. I really, 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 really forgot that because in the living room where like one of the first like red flags comes up is Jackie sings this song. She pulls out an acoustic guitar and sings a song about murdering people. Murdering men,
like the Punisher, like the Johnny Cash guy in the Punisher.
And you have this big bear head on the mantle, and this Winchester. It's like, well, I don't know if it's a Winchester. It's like a lever action gun. And then of course, when we see the gun comes back into play, and Jules has it. Jules has the upper hand. And then in like this action movie fucking cliche where it's like, that would be all well and good if the safety wasn't on, or whatever the fuck. That happens in Die Hard with a Vengeance, right? The Sam Jackson has the fucking safety on and the machine gun. The fact that we're like doing action movie cliche bullshit at the end, where it's like Jackie, like, okay, Jules has, again, like, she's in the language of the film and in the kind of like what little of like metaphor there is, she's escaped. She's out of the relationship. She's out of this predator-prey construction. However, she goes back. She continues. She inverts it, only for it to get turned back around on her. That's dumb. That's dumb shit. That's fucking silly. That idea that like because she's in the language, she's mastered the situation. She's mastered, she's come out on top, and then somehow through like this, but that's an old gun, and it's probably gonna like misfire, and it's gonna blow up in your face, and like that works, kind of. Like
it works.
Like,
it works entirely.
Yeah, and it's like, but again, we've established that this. I mean, if there's anything that like the movie sketches out is that Jules is relative to fucking Jason Voorhees. She's relatively meek. She's quiet. She's not. We're not shown a portrait of her where she's like of like great strength. In fact, like we see her do target practice earlier in the film. She fucking just totally eats shit. Meanwhile, Soldier of Fortune, in her fucking wife, manages to strafe at the. She's like pushing left on the little yellow pad on the Nintendo 64 controller, and like push forward while she's shooting the bottles. Just a stunt on her wife. But it
really was just a stunt on her.
It was a stunt on her. But the fact that like it continues, and I think I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite lines in Hot Fuzz, because Edgar Wright very self-consciously, and him and Simon Pegg, because they both wrote it, they intentionally made it have like 10 different endings, and at a certain point, Simon Pegg's character says, "Let's put an end to this ludicrous story." Right, and because it keeps like suddenly he's back alive, suddenly the game's back in motion, but this movie is like not that, right? It needs to have like it needs to drop like some of the meat here, because it's not serving a function, and again it's not tension, like we've said, tension has been diffused. So we're basically just waiting for the film to end, like at that point, and that's not like a fun place to be as an audience member. It's just like, okay, all right, I guess we have to keep doing this. We have to keep doing this till we see who gets out on top, and it's no one except. And I hate this. So of course, when Jules gets kicked off a second time, she really fucking looks dead. Like she looks like dead.
There's like, to the movie's credit, an extremely gnarly shot when she hits the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's she's dead for sure.
Yeah, and that's I guess that makes the way that we see her the first time is from this bird's eye kind of perspective from the top of the cliff, and we don't really get meaningfully close to her. We kind of see her from Jackie's vantage, which is to say, like, we kind of see that she's a little bit fucked up. There's blood. Her arm definitely ain't where it's supposed to be, but she's a little fucked up. So it does scan there, right? That like she perhaps could walk away from it. But that second one, like, we're close and we're gnarly.
Yeah.
However, we see this this like motif kind of shot where we're looking up at the trees at the end. That's the final shot of the film. And then the last sound that we hear is Jules gasping for air. And it's like, don't do that. Like I guess that idea of like creating a situation where they both die, right? Like where one has been kicked off the cliff and the other one through the I guess the cleverness beforehand and the videotape message gets like the upper hand after death, and they both end up dead in the woods. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Instead, this movie insists that there's more to it. It insists on getting...
It somehow is not ended yet.
It somehow insists that after the film is cut, that Jules lives again. And it's like, no, man. Is she gonna fall off the cliff a third time? Like,
right? Because pushing her off a second time took all the power out of that. The best part of the movie, when she gets fucking shoved off the cliff the first time, it becomes like Wile E. Coyote or something. Like, especially because she's not dead, it just takes all of like the grimness out of it. I mean, in my opinion, what might have been a little less silly, a little less like leaving in a car and then coming back to play nu metal out the window would have been
I want to talk about that scene.
if when Jackie is coming to push her off, Jackie can start to feel weird because she's beginning to have a stroke, and Jules can be like, "Are you feeling weird now? Do you know what hydrogen peroxide does to the bloodstream?" Yep. She says it to her instead of us watching a fucking like iMovie, like photo booth fucking scene where she watches it on a laptop.
Oh, she just noticed there was a new icon on her desktop, and then she went for it. Like what?
Yeah,
like just murdered my wife. Time to check my computer.
Yeah, and then you get to have the integrity of again, like the real surprise scene in the movie when Jackie shoves her off the cliff that gets to have all its power and hold it. And like I think the whole part, I'll drop this soon, but like the whole thing about going back is so, I get it, because like this movie has more of a metaphorical conceit than something like Keeper. I think I called it Watcher earlier, but I believe the movie's called Keeper. The difference between this and Keeper is that I think What Keeps You Alive actually does have something that it's sort of about. And for me, I don't know how much work I'm doing here, but I think it's all pretty clear. For me, it's about you are in a relationship with somebody, and they are going to break your heart, like they're going to ruin your life. And I think that is like the broadest way to say it, is that like Jackie in like the metaphorical terms of the movie is a woman who has broken the hearts of many other women before Jules, and she will do it to Jules and then go on to do it again. Right. I think there's no other reason in the movie to have this like a tin full of lockets of like, oh, she's done this before. Unless it's metaphorically sort of more about the way that some people like sort of serially break people's hearts. So great. That's a metaphor that I like. And I think that really works. It's just this movie has a tiny cast. It takes place mostly in this big sort of cold house. Perfect, I think, staging for this metaphor to play out. And then you have, so Jules, against all odds, survives this breakup. She is battered. She's broken. No matter what Jackie does, she can't keep Jules down. And Jules is even able to sort of like juke her at the end and escape with her dignity, her personhood intact. She's battered, but she is not destroyed. Maybe if you did have to have a scene where like Jackie is like, I don't know, if there has to be justice served, right? If that's the sort of ending you want, maybe it's something that Jackie does to herself. Like, what if she like ends up going back? And I'm really not trying to like script doctor it. It's not like, that's not that interesting. But like, if maybe this metaphor could be more satisfying if it was something where Jackie, who has built her life around ruining other people's lives, maybe she ruins her own. Like maybe she like comes back to the house. Maybe she like starts like smashing things. It's an old. Again, we have seen so many crispy houses lately, right? So like maybe she knocks over like a kerosene lamp or something. Maybe it's like a house fire. This like metaphorical chamber home that she's in, she burns up in. She is immolated by her own tendencies or whatever. It's not,
that would be something.
Perfect. It's not like I don't know that that's better per se, but for me that makes the metaphor click a little bit more than this completely sauceless like Rambo moment that just doesn't work. And it's like back and forth. All of the interesting stuff is off camera. All of the interesting stuff takes place on a laptop screen. It's just not that exciting. The insulin in Panic Room works because they're locked in a room and it's a timer. What does poisoning Jackie's insulin mean for the broader metaphor of the movie?
But like,
it doesn't mean anything.
But it could have been she could have just poisoned her with anything. Like, you brought your favorite drinks with you. Oh, I poisoned it or something. Like insulin, you like need to it's a timer. You have to like reset like the fucking countdown thing in Lost or whatever. The timer element isn't really utilized in this in the way that it is in Panic Room. It's just something that she can use to poison her wife.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, she could deprive her of it. You know, she could simply, I mean, they're in a remote location.
That would be something.
I gotta imagine. I gotta imagine your sugar's gonna be low if you haven't eaten because you've been hunting your wife in the woods overnight.
As one does. Yeah. Imagine that. Okay, so the movie happens as is. They both end up at the home. Maybe Jackie suffers some sort of like injury that like affects her mobility, like Jules is able to break her leg or something, and Jules now is in this so the power dynamic of this abusive relationship has shifted, and Jules is like just dangling this insulin over top of her while Jackie is now begging for some sort of, that's a much darker, crueler ending, but I think it's more metaphorically consistent than playing Silverchair out the window with a shotgun.
Okay, did you guys recognize that song?
Oh yeah. No,
You
that
did?
was that was.
I did not.
Definitely like a high school mix CD. Like there'd also be like Breaking Benjamin and shit on that CD.
Okay. I did not, and so I had to Shazam it, and I was like, Silverchair. Because it was like, I feel like for that moment at the beginning of the movie, you hear like 5 seconds of a snippet of it, and she goes, "Oh, it's our song," or whatever. And I was like, you need a way more famous song for this scene to work.
That was a callback.
Yeah, that was a callback
to
to
song she put on.
No, that was their song, Josh. Because you see her like, she gets the speakers out, she puts them up against the window, and she starts like blasting. And I'm like, am I supposed to know this? If it was like Smells Like Teen Spirit or something, I would be like, oh yeah, all right, whatever. Like,
okay.
That's the thing I can like recognize. But like, whose song is Silverchair?
Right.
I will say that
You're
that
gonna set the
works slightly.
climax of your movie to this fucking butt rock song?
In all fairness, I think that moment does work slightly better if it's their quote unquote song, but like just a little better, just a little bit.
They need a better couples song. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know
song
why
has
they
to be
went with
better.
that one.
Yeah.
Because I went on
Yeah.
the Silverchair Spotify page, and it's like 8 songs down. It's like not even the most popular fucking Silverchair song. I'm sorry, if you want that moment, you have to get like extremely broad with it. Like the audience, it has to be a song that literally everyone on the planet knows.
Yeah.
Or it just had to be a slightly longer introduction scene, because like if I'm remembering the movie correctly, the thing where it's like, oh, it's our song, wasn't that shot really wide?
Oh,
Weren't
yeah.
they in, like,
it
the
was
car?
when they were
Yeah.
driving into the
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
fades out this like a second later.
Yeah, so that scene needed to be a little bit longer, because I completely missed that was like supposed. I didn't know that was a callback. I thought she just put on her laptop, and that was the next song on shuffle. So like maybe just a little bit of a longer or more indicative scene to be like, this is important for later.
Yeah. Yeah, if their song was like Pump Up the Jam or something, we'd be cooking.
Yeah, bump it up. It's the fucking synth line from that Salt and Pepper song, Push It. Just getting all weird in the fucking forest, getting all like echoey.
And she got pushed off the cliff, right?
Sha.
That would have been pretty good.
Push it real good.
Yeah, when your couple song is darkly ironic.
That would, why not?
Can I be so honest? Can I be so honest, by the way, when I am hunted in the woods by my spouse, I am not going to be able to put my shoulder back into socket.
No.
People are always doing that
Always.
in movies, and I'm like, am I supposed to know how to do that?
Yeah, she does it to her shoulder and then to her finger. I could barely do it to my finger, let alone my shoulder. Like to even like in that state of like adrenaline, to like one, know that's what you should probably do, and like to have the ability to do it. It's just, again, that's one of those like survival thriller ass like action cliches. She might as well be putting gunpowder in a wound and lighting it to seal it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's just, I had immediate flashbacks to that scene in Rambo 3 as well.
It's just
I don't think is it established that she's like quote whatever as smart as a doctor until like much later in the movie.
No, at the end of the movie.
So, they're like, by the way, it's like, oh, by the way, it actually made sense that she knew how to sew up her own wound or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because like when that scene started, I was like, there's got to be a closer house. Like, there's gotta be somewhere you can go to. There's people who live on this lake. I don't think we're at the point where we're stitching up our own wounds like John Rambo. At this point in the survival tale, I think you got to do that a little bit later. You got to be pushed to a little bit further of an extreme before you do that.
Yeah, sorry, very quickly. That's not a thing that this movie establishes very well either. Is that idea of remoteness? It feels like the road is just out of the driveway. And the fact that there's houses on that lake, even if it's just the one, it feels too populated. That's one of the reasons why Hush works so well, because it feels like the only fucking house in that forest.
Yeah,
you see another car at one point when she's driving away after the tranquilizer dart scene. You see a car drive in the other direction, and I was really kind of like, I was like, oh, is that relevant? Like, is someone else gonna enter the movie at this point?
She's actively bleeding and sobbing when that person drives by, and I'd be like,
I'd be honking.
Stop and ask for help.
I would be honking so hard.
I will give a little more leeway to the stitching yourself up, because like I'm just thinking of me here. If I have to sew up my own skin, at least I can like see what I'm doing.
Right.
So like I can like I wouldn't do well, right? But I could like approximate it. Putting something back into socket, you're just like moving that shit around, which is insanely painful. And if you don't know how to move it the right way, aren't you just gonna make it worse? Is that so? I'd be like, I'm not touching my finger that's bent at a 45-degree angle. I need someone who knows the proper angle my finger is supposed to be at, because if I touch it, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the more successful things I think Cloverfield Lane gets, where they make Mary Elizabeth Winstead. They kind of establish right from the beginning with the mannequins in her apartment that she's a seamstress. So later in the film, when she dresses a wound and then makes a little suit to go fight the well, I'm not gonna spoil it in case you haven't seen. But like you drop that a little early. You be subtle with it, right? You unfold that into the character. But again, this movie doesn't know how to write a character, so it has to like plomp it on you at some point. It's like, oh yeah, you were like, damn, it sucked that you dropped out of med school or whatever. Like, just make her a Girl Scout. I don't know, like do something,
Yeah. And there was room. They used that interminable crow flashback like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, it's not giving what I fear that you think it's giving.
Yeah,
it's just that scene isn't doing anything. It's just like it's like a silly like couples moment, which is nice for texture. But we're past the point of texture. We need information at this point. I'll say, like, as a movie about being completely horrifyingly, starkly aware that the person you love is not safe or not trustworthy, this is so much more effective than Keeper. I've picked on this movie a lot. This movie is so much more, because as I said earlier, at least it has a metaphor. It may not always stick to it, but unlike Keeper, whose whole conceit is, what if the guy you liked was fucked up? This one has a little bit more going on there to sort of fill in the gaps.
And the thing that's insane about Keeper is that it's supposed to be a tension between this man and this woman, but the man literally leaves about 15 minutes into the film and comes back in when there's about 15 minutes left. It's like, okay, oh damn, this like like fault Midsummer all you want, but that mounts way more tension between two people in a relationship. It just, again, like you have to try, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I always come on here and like advocate for like more exposition or something, and it's not what I mean, but like there's so much this movie wants you to think about Jackie's like upbringing. Like there's even a line from Jules where she's like, how come you never mention your dad? And then she just proceeds to like not mention him again.
Right.
And it's like this is his house. These are like, he taught them to like hunt. Like there's a story about that. I think like if you want to follow the metaphor, she's living in his house, so she's enacting the same sort of like gendered violence, emotionally or otherwise, that men inflict on women. She's doing the same thing, even though she's also a woman, like I guess. But it seems like there's so much of like this shadow of Jackie's family that hangs over the movie, and maybe I wouldn't feel this way if this wasn't like her family home.
Right, because it's her family home. One expects resonance with the fact that it is her family's home, that it carries some sort of historical weight. And of course, again, we're given the story about how she shoots the bear that she sees, but she doesn't kill it, so she has to watch it bleed out. But like essentially, when she's describing her father, we're not given a portrait of some kind of like Byron-esque evil that's corrupted her. We're kind of just given an anecdote about a guy who hunted and like took his daughter hunting. So it doesn't like, I mean, and there's a big gap between hunting for sport and hunting your spouse for sport. I'm from Michigan. Everybody's dad did the former.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of anyone that did the latter. Mercifully. So
I don't know. And I just think I like to think this isn't me just like demanding the movie explain itself to me, because I do feel like I would feel differently if they were just at like an Airbnb on the lake. Like if this wasn't like her family house, I feel like I wouldn't want to know so much about like why her family is this like unspoken thing. But because they're in the father's house with the father's guns, and she's actively refusing to talk about the father, it seems like that should have been part of the movie. But if this was a beautiful home on Lake Michigan that they rented for the weekend, I don't know how she would learn that she's not who she. I don't know how Jules would learn that Jackie isn't who she says she is. But I think in that instance, I wouldn't have the same hang-ups about like why they're avoiding talking about Jackie's family so much.
Agreed.
My last note here is sort of like the part where she dies is maybe one of the 3 times the movie gets sort of like visually unusual with it. There's like an image of the bear from her childhood. And then like this sort of flashback to her as like a young girl intercut with her in the present as she's like beginning to stroke out. And then it seems like the young version of her shoots the old version of her as like the blood clot hits the brain I don't know, the part of the brain that makes you live. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that worked pretty well. Like as the young version pulls the trigger, like the sheep falls to the ground and begins to like seize and stuff. So drawing a comparison, because like I've picked on this movie for an hour. I didn't hate the movie. It seemed like there was a lot of areas that could have been tightened up. But I did think that this part at the end was pretty effective. I like that she sort of became the creature in the woods that the young version hunted in the past. Comparing herself to the bear, I think, was a good visual comparison. Not all misses. And it's the occasional hit, because Keeper, there's no saving Keeper. There's nothing you could have done to improve Keeper, but there are things to have been done here, because there are flashes of things that I think work really well.
Yeah, that death was actually pretty Nissonian.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it has that like sharp objects dreaminess of a fusion of past and present, and dislocation in time. Like I think this movie had ideas about like stylistic flourish, which again, like the black light scene, the blood everywhere, which actually, like in a way made the blood more visceral, like as blood.
Oh my God, for sure.
Because it I mean, we see so much fucking corn syrup, folks. You know, we've seen the Terrifiers. We've seen the Hellraisers.
We made Craig watch Terrifier.
You know, like we've seen the. But there's something about the fact of the transformation of blood into the extremely like lambent like blue that blacklight does that makes it feel like blood. And I think that was like a really effective little stylistic little flourish. And then they don't do anything cool like that at all.
There's one shot in this that I don't think I've ever seen before, but I think there's a reason why I've never seen it before. And it's when bad wife Jackie when liquid wife is coming into the house, you see like a POV shot from her perspective, and she walks into like the kitchen or something. Then the camera turns, and you see liquid wife in the screen, like on screen. And then the camera becomes punished wife, and then it moves into like a attack thing. I think it's the scene. I think it moves into the scene where it's like the gun's gonna explode if you shoot it or whatever. I've never seen a POV cam become two different people's POVs, and I don't think it works.
Yeah,
and it's really confusing. But there's part of me where it's like, yeah, I guess you kind of gotta hand it to him.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen that.
Yeah, because I like that POV shot where the camera's just sort of moving through the house. I think like the movement's really nice. I think it really works. But yeah, when it sort of shifts without resetting, like when it pans over and you see Jackie, it is a bit jarring.
There's some rule of subjectivity that's like broken, and it's definitely for stylization. It's not for storytelling.
Yeah, I think it was like to try to maybe like keep it like really languid, right? To just sort of like blend, like without having to reset, like to see the POV shot and then having to cut back to a shot of Jackie and then like something a little more neutral before you could do another POV shot. But like, yeah, they're like languidly, like just sort of like blurring these two POVs together. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I've ever seen that before either.
It's like almost sloppy with it, but it's clearly intentional. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, and I don't know, because I do remember that the POV shot before, like when it's just walking through the house, and I remember like watching it and being like, oh, that looks really nice. Like I thought the camera, actually, I think the camera work in the whole movie looks really good. I think the whole movie looks pretty good. Yeah, you're right. I think with that level of intentionality, you do sort of be like, okay, well, I didn't like that, but you went for it, so I guess it is what it is. Do you guys have any final thoughts about What Keeps You Alive? Terrible title.
Awful. I've never remembered the name of it, and I'm really good with that sort of thing. But I think this should have been a lot bloodier.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well. You've got wife and evil wife and a house begging to be like Hellraisered. Like just like put it everywhere.
Like a French New Extremity film. This should get like fucked up. And I think that would have given it some kind of identity that would have smoothed over for me and my interests. I think it would have made the movie a lot better.
Jennifer's producer notes are like, "Can you fuck it up?" Like,
because like they do. Almost like there's when she falls off that cliff, it's fucking gnarly. Like you see her at the bottom, her limbs are all fucked up, and it's like when she just kind of like gets back up, sockets it in, and keeps on trucking. And it's like, no, there should be like suffering or something. There should be like, you should see a bone poking out of some skin.
Yeah, because it is quite upsetting when Jackie looks down at Jules and the limbs are all akimbo and whatever. But they have to have her, even if she's in pain, she has to be able to like do basic locomotion because there has to be a showdown. And I'm like, what if there wasn't a showdown and she was more hurt?
Yeah.
And she still survives. Like what then? Couldn't that be interesting?
It just seems too easy.
Yeah.
She just gets back to the house too easily.
I do feel like the points of the movie that do have a good amount of blood in them, like Like when Jackie returns to the house and finds like the scene where Jules had like sewed herself up and there's blood all over the tub and all over the floor and everything. I thought that looked pretty nice in like a naturalistic kind of way. The scene where Jackie like pushes Jules' head under the water of the bath until she like behaves, I thought was effective. I don't know how you like drown somebody on film without drowning somebody on film. I don't know if there's a way to like fake it or it's just a big trust exercise, but I thought that looked really convincing. But yeah, I mean, it could have. It seems to me that if I'm reading the metaphor of the movie correctly, then Jules being in more pain and surviving anyway would have been a better payoff than her being in less pain but able to hold a shotgun.
Yeah, big agree.
Like just full stop. Yeah.
One quick sin thought. That would be the most fuck crime. Like if she got away with it and she was trying to get insurance money, it'd be the most fuck crime scene. She's fallen in the same place that she's fallen. Her body, she's got ligature marks on her wrist. She's attempted to sew up, or has successfully sewed up, at least one wound. She's dislocated a shoulder and then relocated it. Dislocated a finger, relocated it. Just like the idea that like even a Barney Fife ass like dipshit wouldn't be like, oh, I think a woman like fell like twice here.
Yeah.
Or like maybe she died somewhere else and then you fucking brought her here. Like just that idea that you would get away with it is just insane. Like that's just a nutty thing.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Which
they
makes
keep
it
going back to the same cliff.
I mean, it's a perfect cliff with which to pitch your wife from.
I mean, sure, right? I get it. The view's really nice, but like the second time we see the cliff during the tranquilizer dart scene, she just sort of attacks her out of nowhere. There's no like geography signifiers to like tell the audience that they're in the same spot. She just runs off into the woods and is magically at the exact same spot.
Actually,
where she
if
fell
I recall,
off of where she was pushed off of the cliff. Am I wrong?
No, as I recall, there's a shot where she is dismayed that she is back at the cliff.
and then like then she also kind of like runs up to the cliff again instead of like going straight along the cliff side, you know?
I will say that's a great point because like the movie makes no bones about
how big the woods are, how secluded they are, and they happen upon the same cliff 3 times.
Well, okay. Yeah, yes. But also the movie goes out of its way to be like, I'm killing you for the insurance money. But also you sort of get the sense, and maybe I'm doing work here, but it's like she also just loves to do this. Like she loves to murder her wife. So fine. But Craig has an incredible point. Like even on just a logical level, like movies, okay, can stretch reality. I can suspend my disbelief very far when given the proper parameters. But yeah, no one's gonna buy that she fell off the cliff twice. Like she has sutures in her stomach. And there's a line where she's like, well, I've got to get the sutures out of your stomach. And I'm like, well, there's still going to be holes.
Right. Exactly.
And then that makes it even more ridiculous that the movie insists on sucking all of the power out of the initial cliff push by pushing her again because it's not even going to work. Yeah. Like it's not even going to get insurance money. You can, and if you're just going to do it for the love of the game, which is frankly all you have left, kill her anywhere else. Just kill her in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, any jouissance has been tapped dry from the cliff.
Yeah.
Maybe try a water execution.
burn her alive.
Yeah.
There's many ways to die. And at this point, you're not getting the insurance money, so make something up.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not getting the insurance money, you can just fucking freestyle
it. Yeah.
Also, how many? That box is filled with lockets. There's like 6 or 7 lockets in there. You're telling me she's claimed like accidental death life insurance 6 or 7 times without getting any red flag, without getting the fucking woman from Black Widow to like fly out and investigate her?
Yeah, they check. They check that stuff.
It would be so fucking funny if she collected that check from dead wives at the same exact house.
Yeah.
like the cops are like used to that call. They're like, got another fucking dead wife.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Megan's
a small
lost
police
another wife.
department. The same people have been working there for the last 30 years. Like,
Yeah, fucking Lucy from Twin Peaks is like another one, Megan. And it's just... Also, she's like 29. That's a lot of marriages, I feel like.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gave the movie 3 stars.
Yep.
Yeah. 3
3 stars. Yep. It's
a
not
3-star
bad.
movie.
It's not bad, but I have some notes. I think
Yeah.
we can go in. I think we can fix this one, Colin.
Yeah, it's not bad. You had something here. It just seems like we needed another pass or two to really nail down what we want to say.
Because I agree with you, Josh.
And how
I think
bloody it should
there
be.
is that metaphor there, but I think I also think the movie just completely loses interest in it. Like basically the second she goes off the cliff. I think everything after that is like is just we're in genre picture mode, and any kind of like greater thematic like who is your wife any theme goes away.
We can fix it, Colin. There's still
Fix
time.
it, Colin. The remake's gonna be great.
As a
You know
fun
what?
fact,
I bet you
I
can
think
get
Jules...
I think you can get them back. I think we can do some reshoots.
Well, you can definitely get him back because Jules is married, I believe, to Colin.
Oh, okay.
So you can get him back, I think.
So you can get her for cheap.
You still have to pay your wife if she's in your movies. Well, you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So you can get them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Please rate, please review, please subscribe, please leave a comment. Please do all of that fun stuff for us. You can also ask us questions or recommend movies, and that can be done on the Instagram account, on like the Spotify episode comment. You can do that at our email account. So swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. Go ahead and write in. You can also get the show on Patreon. So patreon.com/swimfans. You can get access to the entire back catalog. I believe we just got a couple new elite dubs in the past few weeks. So thank you for joining. Thank you to everybody for listening. And if you want to become one for as low as $1 a month, you can get access to all of the back Patreon episodes. We do stuff that typically doesn't fall into one of like the main genres of the movie, a little more loosey-goosey, whatever. And if you want to find the show on social media, that would be Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd, user SwimFans pod, SwimFans pod. So follow us on all of those places. And I am on those same spots, user Amons, AMONNS. I'm going to talk about 2 movies I watched. I watched, I think like about like 30 hours apart, I watched Frailty with the Bill Paxton movie. And I watched Dogma, the Kevin Smith movie. I saw Dogma when I was a child, but this is my first time as like an adult watching Dogma. If my theory is that somebody saw Frailty and Dogma and was like, that's the concept for Supernatural. I have made an 18-season soap opera by seeing Frailty and Dogma, and you just sort of like put it together, and that's sort of what Supernatural is. I think those movies are both like solid 3-star movies.
Yeah.
While I was watching Frailty, I was just thinking how I should be watching True Detective season 1 again. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I rewatched Roadhouse. My girlfriend hadn't seen it, and so we watched the Patrick Swayze Roadhouse movie. I forgot there was a scene. It's like it's the fucking like greatest scene ever. The bad guy who like runs the town illegally in Roadhouse. He's like threatening the owner of like a car dealership. And there's this like a big monster truck behind him, and then after he delivers like the final lines of like a monologue that seems like it was cut from the movie, and then like he signals for the monster truck, and then like low camera angle, you see the monster truck like take off and just start crushing all the cars at the dealership. And and it's so stupid and amazing, and it's so just like base impulse. Like, yeah, let's see some like monster. let's see like a monster truck rally for 45 seconds in the middle of this movie. That's gonna get the audience pumped. That movie rocks. Shouts out to Roadhouse, R.I.P. Patrick Swayze, Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, craigneeson.com. I saw House. For the first time in many years. Yeah, it was amazing. I love House. It was my girlfriend's first time seeing House. She liked House.
Let's go.
We love House. We love it.
Nice.
We love Mac. Defend Mac. Stop calling her Mac. It's really fucked up that you're calling her Mac.
It is a little fucked
I don't know.
up they call her Mac.
Yeah, I'm a kung fu truther.
Yeah. I'm sweet. Josh is gorgeous. And Jennifer is kung fu, I think.
I'll take it.
Honestly, not bad. Not a bad lineup for any of us.
Yeah.
What's the name? What's the name of the smart one with the circular glasses? Does she teach?
It's prof or professor.
Prof. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not gonna name these girls. It doesn't fucking matter. We're gonna get them to a weird house.
No, they did
there's
name them.
bananas
They
involved.
They have names. Those are names. That counts as naming your characters. You can absolutely just name that one Kung Fu. It does not matter.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye.